This week's Torah portion is called Bo, which means come. The Heavenly Father tells Moshe to come to Paro's throne room in order to confront him. The wording's a little bit strange. Instead of sending Moshe to go to Paro, heaven invites Moshe to come to Paro's throne room. It's as if God is in the throne room with Paro. Why? Moshe and Aharon have tried reasoning with Paro diplomatically. That didn't work. 7 of the 10 plagues were in last week's Torah portion, though we didn't discuss them. Until now, Paro has been stubborn on his own power. In fact, Paro has been arrogant with everyone, including God. That level of stubbornness will prove to be beyond the strength of any human being. Heaven will supernaturally strengthen Paro for the last 3 plagues. There's an English saying that power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Paro's government has absolute control over the people. They can break up households, enslave vulnerable populations, and throw babies into the Nile River without any accountability. This unaccountable power goes to their heads, and they think of themselves as not only above the laws, but beyond heaven's power. Of course, there can only be one supreme God, and he's not Paro or any other government official. The last 3 plagues are so devastating they are beyond any human power to endure. The first of these is the plague of locusts, and they will go throughout Egypt, devouring all food, vegetation, and crops. The next of these is the plague of darkness that's so thick it's tangible and agonizing. The last of these plagues is the death of the firstborn child in every Egyptian household. Losing a child is devastating, as any targeted parent can attest. That last plague, the death of the firstborn child, was a direct attack on the Egyptian household. Its purpose was to cripple the Egyptians psychologically. What kind of leader would continue to drag down an entire nation after that? Paro begs Moshe and Aharon to take the people and leave Egypt immediately. This was history's first Pesach, which is Passover in English. It's the only holiday on the Jewish calendar that's celebrated in the home. That first Pesach was a defining moment for the emerging nation of Israel. It was celebrated in the home on that fateful night, and it's been celebrated in the Jewish home every year since then. This is in contrast to Egyptian society that lacked respect for the sanctity of the households. We saw signs of this in the stories of Abraham and Yosef, where the Egyptians lacked respect for monogamous marriages. We also saw how the Egyptians lacked respect for the Israeli households in their oppressive enslavement. In fact, they felt entitled to order midwives to murder newborn babies in front of their mothers. It's no wonder that a society like this has become corrupt to its core. It's also no wonder that the very first night of Israel's transformation into a nation is also in the home. The angel of death, who will put an end to Egypt's corrupt rule, will also protect the Israelis as they band together with their families in their homes. The strength of this emerging new nation rests on the foundation of protecting the sanctity of the household. It's an annual reminder of our liberation from a government that tried to break up our families. It's also an image that's etched into the psyche of Israelis. Chapter 13, verse 3 says, "Remember this day on which you went out of Egypt, the house of bondage, for with a mighty hand God brought you out from here." Breaking the parent-child bond undermines the very foundation of any society that's based on biblical principles. That's why it's so important to protect this parent-child bond and to even celebrate this parent-child bond every year at the Pesach Seder. Before we embark on a journey into a new type of government that's accountable to protect the family, Torah calls on us to celebrate how the Heavenly Father rescued us from a corrupt government that tried to break up our households. At the end of the Torah portion, we're still in Egypt. Paro and the Egyptians beg us to leave Egypt immediately. We scramble to assemble the entire population of Israel, millions of people, to leave on our journey in a single night. Next week's Torah portion is called Beshalach, where we will see that Paro still has some fight in him. What other challenges will await us as we embark on our new journey?